Boom, and we're live apparently. So so we're doing the Rhythm of War chapters 20 to 30 today. And so we had a brief chat earlier about the start to all these chapters being really awesome. So I've got some theories that I've written down along the way. So I guess we'll go through them chapter by chapter and then maybe do a bit of a overall view and some theories
Yeah.
about that kind of stuff at the end.
All right.
All right, awesome. So, I just general thoughts. How are you finding it at the moment?
Yeah. Look, it's Shadesmar, but it's good. It's
Yeah,
helping me remember what it was all about the spreen. I forgot completely that Adelaide's sword was a spreen in Shadesmar that couldn't see, its eyes cut out.
yeah. All the shard blades are like dead spren, and I think
Yeah. I'd forgotten
yeah,
about that.
and I think they're dead from like the when the
When
humans
the
went back
betrayal
on
thing
their
happened,
oaths.
yeah.
Yeah, so all that's pretty good. Um, those Shadesmere chapters are the longest by a long way. That's something that I have
Mm-hmm.
noticed. I was like, oh wow, because it gives you a little update on the Kindle, how long you've got left in the chapter. Most of the others are sort
Oh,
of
right.
most of the others are sort of 15, 16 minutes. These ones tend to be sort of
Yeah.
35. So,
Mm.
um, but I think there's a few more characters. Like he's doing a couple of characters at once when we're in Shadesmere.
Yeah,
It's
in the
usually
same
up.
chapters, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, we're doing starting at chapter 20 through to 30
Chapter
today.
20.
Yeah.
And this one
So,
starts with a letter to someone called the Wanderer.
yeah, and I wondered if that was I didn't write the full. I've written kind of half-assed full quotes
Yeah.
after this chapter. I didn't write the full one down for this one, but yeah, it says, "Dear Wanderer, I'm new to this role." So
Mm.
when he said Wanderer, I wasn't sure if he might have been talking about like Mraze,
Yep.
um, or Wit is what I've written down. They
I
were like
thought
my two.
wit. Yeah.
Yeah, they were my two guesses for that one. So, but I can't remember if it was or maybe I did write just this full quote down. I can't remember if it was actually longer than that or not. But yeah, I've just written "Dear Wanderer, I'm new to this role." So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so we kick off this chapter with Shalyn and her wonderful multiple personality situation
Yeah.
that we've got going on. So,
Full blown.
Radiance, what's that, mate?
Yeah, it's full blown now.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
they're running rampant.
yeah, and look, my only hope is that Shalyn is deleted from the timeline fully.
by this formless that's showing up behind their eyes every now and then.
Yeah. So that's I actually had down one of the later chapters that maybe Formless was the one betraying them, and they just didn't know about it.
Yeah, look, I thought that too, that it's Charlene who's, well, we're going a bit ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I consider
Yeah.
all
So in this chapter,
Shalyn, but it's
she gets that little box, special box from Ray, that she can talk to him.
yeah. I've just described it as a telephone, a telephone box. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yes.
Anything else in this chapter?
Not too much. So they're
Her
trying to work
deciding
out.
who she should take.
Yeah, to try to figure out if they're a bit undecided whether they should take somebody that they think has betrayed them or not.
Yeah, Vale wants to take the possible betrayers, and Radiant doesn't,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, they also mentioned that Stonewards were the other type of radiant.
Yeah,
But
is that yeah?
but I still don't know what
That
they
gets
do.
another mention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do event. Yeah, again coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But what do
that's
you think
about
of the
it.
name? What do you think of the name, the Unseen Court?
Bit lame. Bit lame.
Yeah.
You?
But
Were you
then
going to say that
Charlone's
you
like,
loved it?
yeah, it's very Charlene, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I like
It's
how
what I
other
would
characters
expect.
in the book dislike it.
Yep. Yep.
That's my
That is the
favorite
best
thing
part
about
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That everyone agrees that it is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, there's not a whole lot in that one.
No.
Nah. That's oh, the thing that the thing that's annoying me a bit is there seems to be a lot of radiants. Like, it seems pretty easy just to become a radiant now. And I don't know if I'd like the
Mm-hmm.
book more if there was only a few of them.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, there seems to be a lot of
Yeah.
light weavers and a lot of wind runners. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd like the book more if there was only a few
If it
of
was still,
the people.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that leaves, I guess, wait and see
We
how
are
that ends
100.
up.
We went a whole year in the future, so I can accept it.
Yeah. All right. So then, chapter 21. This is where the
Yep.
quotes start getting interesting. So it's again, these are half-assed quotes, so I'm not directly quoting it.
Yeah,
But
and Scadrial is Mistborn, right?
exactly, Scadrial is Mistborn. So
So this is someone talking to someone in the Mistborn world.
yeah, it seems to be. So they have to be talking to somebody that was in the Mistborn novel, which
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Mraize was in it that I know of, but Hoyd/Wit definitely was. So,
Yeah.
and the quote was, "I've been fascinated to see how much you've accomplished on Scadrial without my notice. How do you hide from
Mm-hmm.
shards so well?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder if at that time I wondered if it was Wit, and yeah, as we get a little bit further on, I actually have another idea based on that quote, but I'll say that when we get to it.
Awesome. And so,
Um,
yeah, usual Adeline here at the beginning of this chapter, like working out what he would like to wear.
I thought of you a lot as I was reading this section. I was laughing, just going, he's going to be hating this bit.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
multiple pages of it as well. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to pick this because Dalinar hates it. And then Dalinar likes it.
Yeah. 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 And that relationship, we didn't really see that deteriorate because it's kind of like
No.
Dalinar released his book in between these books.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he spoke about how he killed Adeline's mum. So it is fair enough there is issues, but we didn't really get to see him, so it's a little bit weird. Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, he picks clothes. Patton goes to say goodbye to Wit in particular, which I thought was interesting. Nothing's come of it since, but that was an interesting part in the chapter. That it was just a one-liner that he went to go do that. So, and Adeline goes to see Kaladin, and he
gives him something that the Tsar, what's his name? Zahil gave him.
Or something.
Yeah.
So that's just a coin from that world. The coins
There was
don't
a
have
coin,
any.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't have any significance in Warbreaker or anything like that. But I think it's just demonstrating that they don't use money to buy shit in.
They don't use
Roshar.
coins. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then he speaks to Gallant, which is the or Gallant, which is the Rajam horse.
Yeah, special horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Talks about his sword collection a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool how he brings heaps of weapons.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And then one of the people that he takes with him is that old lady called the Stump.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. So she's actually from that Edge Dancer book with Lift.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because she talks about her and Lift have a special bond kind of thing. I didn't realize she was in that.
Yeah, so she was the lady that ran the orphanage. It was like that
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of remember. That was a cool story, but I can't really remember it too much.
Yeah. So then, Adeline talks to Dalinar and goes to Shadesmar. So there was a picture after this, but I couldn't see that good on my Kindle. Did you
Yeah, it
remember
was
that picture?
pictures of these. It was just a picture of like the the Spren in Shadesmar, I think, and how they kind of form a body and wear clothes.
Yeah.
And wear a mask.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't make out what it was. Does it have real writing in it, or is it just like
it's like
made up
yeah,
script?
it's like no, it's you can read it, but it's hard on purpose. Like it's meant to be like Charlin's notes or something.
Right.
So it talks about like a porcelain mask that the Spren could wear. The Mist Spren it is actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I saw the picture, I didn't really know about Mist Spren yet because I think they come in this chapter. So I just assumed Spren.
Yeah, I think most of the pictures do that. Like most of the pictures are a picture in advance of what's coming up.
Yeah, like the flying boat was like that.
Yeah.
Bridge 4.
Yeah. So yeah, again, not heaps in this chapter. In fact, most of these chapters, the best bit is definitely the start of the chapters. I'm finding.
So this one starts off with him he's reached out to the others.
Yeah.
So there's obviously there's heaps of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and so has received a variety of responses.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I assumed he was talking about either Wit and other travelers still, or he was talking about the other gods in the Cosmere, so the other shards that we spoke about briefly in the other in the other stream that we did. So, all right. So, what's happening here?
You sort of see all the Spren.
Yeah, in all their different forms. So that's where that different mist Spren come in.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the names in this chapter.
No, and I
doing stuff
related. I honestly can't even remember them in the later chapters too. When they come back, I'm like, who? What?
Yeah, and then I was
whose friend's that again?
Yeah, I'm not writing this down. Is the exact thing that I thought to myself. So, yeah. So he meets all the different Spren. He also does a bit of talking to his sword, the Deadeye Spren.
Yeah, which is cool.
And because all the other Spren hate.
They hate it.
Yeah. I have a feeling. I reckon that he's going to treat it nice, and that it's going to come back to life, and that's how he's going to become a Radiant.
Oh, you think that'll become he'll bond that one?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
He'll somehow get it back to life, maybe during this journey in Shadesmere.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good and feasible.
Yeah, because I can't see him going through. I can't see him going through the whole book and not becoming a Radiant.
No, they're talking about it too much already. Like, he's jaded by not becoming a Radiant, and he sort of doesn't see the point of himself because being an awesome sword fighter doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's going on to diplomacy.
Yeah, which is rubbish compared to fighting people with swords.
And in this chapter, Charlin discovers that someone's been looking at her little phone.
Yeah.
And using it.
Yeah, someone's moved it around.
And like you said, instantly I thought that it was her in the formless personality, maybe.
Yeah. And I thought that again in another chapter as well.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. But what else? Oh, I noticed I read just about the Rorschach system in Arcanum Unbounded again.
Yeah.
And it actually said that those Rysdoms have a small amount of investiture in them.
Okay.
So yeah, they're partly magic, those horses as well.
Yeah.
I just noticed that because he was talking to his horse again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and his friend,
Yeah.
his what's his name? His Deadeye brushes the horse and stuff too.
Yeah, Maya, and he tells her how to do it better, and she does.
Yeah.
And it surprises all the sprint again.
Yeah. Yeah. So I reckon something's happening there.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that
Chapter
one's
23.
it. Yeah. Or as I like to call it, the least eventful chapter in the book.
Oh, really? Already? Much as you
just,
indicate, there is a division among the shards. I would not have anticipated.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, it's we must be both quoting these pretty directly. That's pretty much exactly what I had written. So.
I actually read that from the book.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, that's all the shards represent something different. So I imagine there would be division amongst them, if you know what I mean. So like in Mistborn, there's always if there's two shards, they're always almost the opposite of each other.
They're always opposing each other. Yeah.
So I would have anticipated that as a simple person reading this book. Right, rather than the narrator of the story not anticipating it. But that is what
That's
it is.
Great. And this is the Kaladin being a surgeon chapter.
Yeah. How many more of these do you reckon we're going to get? Do you reckon he's going to be a surgeon for the whole book?
No, but we'll see. He already starts changing his line of surgery, as we see a bit later on. Not this chapter.
Yeah.
Or his medical training. But yeah, this one's nothing happens in this chapter at all. No, Teft comes and says, "I want to hang out with you again."
Yeah, I'm also retired,
which is good.
Yeah,
but
and then there's yeah. So that's good. Because they can all just smoke moss together now.
Yeah.
He's addicted to that weird finger moss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which,
that's about it.
And there was an illustration in this one too that I didn't really get to look at.
Yeah, more of the weird writing. It's what is it? Oh, it's a cryptic spren.
Okay, so that's pattern.
And she kind of and she draws them with their weird fingers and how they would look if they like ran properly, as opposed to how they just kind of glide around.
Yeah.
It's kind of just very Charlene, really. Chapter 24.
Yes. All right. So, Endowment responded to my overtures, though I've not been able to contact Invention again following our initial contact. Yeah.
So he's reaching out to the shards, is who he's talking to.
That's right. Yeah. So he's talking to all the other shards. So that I think blows away the wit. Theory. So I think he's talking to another shard that maybe we don't know which one it is yet.
Yeah.
So Endowment is from Nalathus, which is where Warbreaker is. So
okay.
And then that makes sense in relation to the magic power as well, because you give objects life through the breath and the colors.
Yeah.
So that's Endowment. I've got Invention is from, but I never finished that word. So just give me. Don't know what I was doing there. I'll see where that one's from. Yeah, no, it's one that hasn't had a book of its own yet. So we're not sure where Invention lives. No. Yep. So in this one, Radiance reading Iali Sadis's books. It doesn't really have any information that she gets from those.
Yeah.
So Patton confirms that Spren have met travelers from other worlds, though, when Radiant mentions the book to him. So that means that people must be traveling through all the other worlds into Shadesmar, I reckon. And the leader of the Ghost Bloods is called Thaidaka.
Yeah.
According to the books. I've just got in brackets, he might be from another world, or she might be from another world. And that the Ghost Bloods are obsessed with Bar Ado Mishram. So I don't know if that's autocorrect or if that's actually what it's called.
No, that's what it is. No, I read it just then too.
Yeah. So
who was Bar Ado Mishram again? It's a chick, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that was the Spren that took over from Odium and gave the singers the power to change forms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
that's right.
That Spren was imprisoned by humans as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of what my rough notes tell me here. Yeah, so
that's about that chapter.
Yeah.
We had the point of view went across to Adeline at one point too, just to splice it up a bit.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing much, was he?
No, he was just talking to Charlene, so it kind of felt like a Charlene chapter anyway.
Yeah. So chapter 25. So Whimsy is not useful.
and Mercy.
Yeah, Whimsy is not useful, which I could gather that from their name. It's like if you're trying to get help from somebody called Jerk McFuckface, you would be like, they're not going to help me with anything to do with this. So that's again not surprising, but and Mercy worries me. So then I think Valor is useful and suggest you
Valor's
approach her
reasonable,
again.
Yeah.
It has been too long in her estimation since your last conversation.
Yeah.
So I actually did a bit Googling on this because I wanted to know. I just want to, I can't remember from reading them except for the Mistborn.
Yeah, I'm letting you do my Googling. Every time I'm about to Google something, I'm like, I'll let Williams do it, and we'll and he can brief me on this.
Yeah. So yeah, because I don't remember the names of the shards except for in Mistborn. So these ones, I actually Mercy was involved in a battle between Odium and Ambition in Threnodite. But I don't know where Threnodite is. I don't know what world that one is.
Okay.
I'll just have a quick look. It might be White Sand, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. That was the picture, the comic one, yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So this is one that I don't think has yeah. I don't think this one's come out. I don't think there's any because it's not mentioned in Arcanum Unbounded either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so that one's sort of unknown also. All right, so Callahan is searching for the one-armed man, Harrison Ford style, in the fugitive.
Yeah, he goes to the mental home.
Oh. Yeah, and they've decided the best way to help people is just to lock them in small rooms in solitary confinement.
Yeah, so he just basically goes to like Arkham in Gotham City or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And and says you shouldn't be doing this. There's a better way, and I'm the better way.
Yeah,
because he's going through it, which is good.
Yeah, nah, it's all yeah, and yeah, I've just read that he now has a new purpose.
Yeah.
So, so be prepared for many, many more chapters on Kaladin
Calendon,
not
the
being,
psychiatrist.
yeah, not being in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So that was pretty much
So
that chapter. Summed up
yeah,
perfectly.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Teft is going to
exactly.
help him.
Of course, because there's not much of Tef can get him on the moss again. The
Yeah.
I want more moss scenes. We got a really big definition of how the flying machine works. I want to know how the finger moths
Yeah.
works. Because it's like
Yeah, that's good.
apparently all you do is rub it between your fingers, right? So
Yeah.
if it's just a plant that
Mm-hmm.
exists, what happens if you're just walking through the forest and it like rubs all over your face? Like how high do you get then? You know
You
what I
get.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I hope we do get a
So
good explanation of it now.
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I'd prefer that to yeah, yeah, a long-winded explanation on Fabrial mechanics. So
All right. So 26,
yeah, so it was
Devotion and Dominion, and they're dead.
yeah, yeah, their deaths troubled me greatly. I did not know the immense power we held could be broken in such a way. On my world,
So he's a shard, this guy too. Yeah.
uh,
And sought
yes,
a new vessel.
yeah, always sought a new vessel. So I can go back to this one when we get to
Yeah.
when it's certain who's talking. But
But it's a bit like the Void Spren then, the form, what are they called?
fused,
The fuse. Just when someone dies, they just go and get a new body.
yeah, yeah, it is like that. So Dominion and Devotion are both from the planet Cell, which is where Elantris took place.
Okay.
And so them dying meant the magic system on that world all got messed up.
Okay.
So it got messed up because when they died, there was like a massive earthquake. And so what you do for the magic on that world is you like draw in the air a certain way, and
Mm-hmm.
that activates the magic. And
Yep.
the twist in that book was that the pattern you draw is actually the outline of the land on the world. So when the earthquake happened, it actually moved the land a little bit. So that way, nobody was drawing the outline correctly anymore, which is why the magic stopped working.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember that bit from there. Yeah. So other than that, in this chapter, Shalyn is on a boat wondering about her device and who moved
Yep.
it.
And
And
is
I've written
this when
again. You go on.
is this when Vale forms her plan that's in every movie ever?
Yes, yes, the exact plan where you feed them a little bit of misinformation
Yeah.
about it.
Find out the right lie. I can't think of what movie I know that from mainly, but it's from something.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now I know you betrayed me.
yeah, no one else could have known that information.
And we found out we found out that Vale kind of took over when she wasn't supposed to at one point, right?
Yeah. So she took over and chose the people to
To
go
pick
on the
to
mission.
pick the people to come. Yeah. And so
Yeah,
now they're all a bit
without.
pissed off about it.
Yeah, yeah, and she's sad or guilty about it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Again, I think that's about it for that one. Shalyn does do the questioning that Vale comes up with for Ashani, Beryl, and
Yeah.
Vituna. So
Yeah,
yeah,
this is a long chapter. So this is when Vale when Vale lets Charlene kind of be the Vale.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she talks about the different kinds of the suspicious-looking void spren,
Yes.
or whatever they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And she gives them. She makes up the different types of spren they might be, so that then.
Yeah, to all different ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that chapter goes forever. And that's pretty much all that happens in it. So it's just her having conversations. So as a character, I don't care too much about having conversations with other characters that I've just met, and therefore do not care about that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Chapter 27.
Yeah. So that said, the most worrying thing I've discovered in this was the wound upon the spiritual realm, where ambition, mercy, and odium clashed, and ambition was destroyed. Yeah, and the effects on planet Thenodi have been disturbing. So
yeah.
Again,
do you know which planet that is?
No, that's
that's the one you're not sure about.
System. Yeah, that was one I just looked up. So, I guess this one's a lot about the sort of the troops preparing for war, and
Navani
moving around. Or
wondering about the purpose of a banner.
Yeah. My autocorrector started calling her Navajo, so it's very, very Native American.
And we find out about a stone, whatever they're called now.
Yes,
isn't it? But this is when they open that weird. They find the room.
Yeah,
and they use the stone ward or whatever they're called to shape the stone.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And there's a model of the tower inside the hidden room, which also shows other hidden rooms and things like that.
Yep.
I've also put in here, and I've actually noted that it was a joke on this time, was that Dalinar's face is rough like sandpaper.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
And then she talks to her span read again. Oh no, that's about to happen.
Yeah, she gets that message right at the end of that chapter.
Yeah.
But the assassin in white is going.
He's off kicking about now.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That's cool. It happened suddenly. He was in jail, like in the last chapter.
Yeah. And then they decide that he speaks the truth, so he's going along to protect him, which is good. That's fun.
Yeah. So chapter 28, I feel like you're really going to love this this opener.
Yeah. So just really quickly as well, Yasna turns up in this chapter, but Wit isn't there with her, and he just said, "I'll meet you there."
Okay, yeah.
So chapter 28. This is where I found out, or I had a very strong suspicion of who it was.
Even I do with my old memories of other books.
Exactly.
It says other shards I can't identify and are hidden to me. I fear that the influence encroaches upon my world, yet I am locked into a strange inability because of the opposed powers I hold.
Boom.
So that's the guy from the end of Mistborn, right?
That's right. Yeah. So that's Sazad from Mistborn. So he has preservation and ruin as the original shards. He put them together, became harmony.
So he's this is harmony.
This is harmony reading this stuff out.
Yeah.
And I'll go back quickly to a couple of the old quotes. Let's have a look here. That was one. Yeah, so been fascinated to see how much you've accomplished on Scadrial without my knowledge, how to hide the shard so well. So I've got a theory on that one there. And yeah, nah. So my theory in this one, this actually goes from the cowboy Mistborn ones, Wax and Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, so in the most, so Harmony's in that and he's communicating to the main character throughout the book. But there's also another bad guy that remains unseen so far, that people call Trell. So there's a god called Trell, and he's doing things that Harmony can't see in that world. So he knows he's there, but he can't work out what he's doing. So I think that's what he's saying in this quote. So other shards I cannot identify are hidden to me. So I think he's talking about Trell there. So I'm wondering if Trell might be Odium doing stuff in those Wax and Wayne books, because I don't know if they're like after this in terms of timeline.
Yeah, that's it.
Or if they're not.
Or even before.
Yeah. And I've the only note I've written for this chapter other than that was that Navajo / Navani does spam trickery.
Yeah, so she sort of finds out that they think it's a what's it called now, a spren.
Yeah.
And they kind of do a weird triangulation to see if they can find out where it is.
That's correct. That's pretty much all that's happening. So she's
and then Navani throws it off the cliff accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And then goes, oh, it might be broken.
Whoops.
That kind of stuff. So that's basically.
And then sends her goons down to make sure it's broken.
Yeah. So she's doing some veil type trickery on this.
Yeah. And then there's a picture which was very emo and punk.
Was that the person sitting in the chair? Was that weird one? Or
was smoking, like they're smoking and stuff.
Yeah. And
they were Ash Spren.
Okay, there you go.
Which I don't think we've even had in the book yet, to be honest, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think we have either. And what's odd is, Mistborn was like, they had all those ash mountains. Remember? It was always like burning from the sky.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's something to do with that or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
All right. No worries. So chapter 29, I've been seeking a way out of this conundrum by seeking an ideal person to act on my behalf, someone who embodies preservation and ruin. A sword, you might say, who can protect and kill.
Yeah.
So, are we talking about...
Is he talking about Wax?
Well, I'm wondering if he's talking about Kaladin, who can protect and kill.
Right. Yep. No, that's good.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he's talking about an actual sword, Nightblood.
Mm-hmm. That's what I originally thought.
Yeah.
But I think it was more in a metaphorical sense.
Yeah. So I don't know about that. Just quickly going back on one of those other quotes, I remember what I was going to say now. So when he's talking about the power always manifested itself in a vessel in my world.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the Lord Ruler. Like the original bad guy had the power of preservation and ruin. And then Ellen had it and became a Mistborn. When they went into that well under the city. So that's all from that as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he's really just jumped into jumped into this and just
Yeah.
started crossing them all over, which is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so Adeline does some Carter with Maya,
Yep.
so she's learning more and more.
Which was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Vale stays on the boat to contact Maraise.
Yeah. Charlene has a hangover again.
Of course. When Vale stayed on the boat to contact Maraise, I thought they were revealing that she's been the one moving the thing. Like
Yeah.
she's been the betrayer the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. So did I for a bit too. Yeah.
Yeah. So the box has been moved again. They figure out, and Adeline meets another Deadeye, but the Spren there said that one's from recently. So somebody's already gotten rid of their ideas.
Like a not a Deadeye from the original, whatever we call it, betrayal or.
Yeah, what do they call
but
it?
But one from now.
Yeah.
Which is cool. The Downfall. Is it the Downfall?
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that's pretty much chapter 29. Does Maraise? No, that's the next chapter.
So she talks to Maraise and she uses her amazingness to trick him, we think, but probably not.
Yeah,
into revealing which Spren she said to which one. So it turns out that her betrayer is. Or am I going ahead of myself here?
No. So
I think I've gone ahead. Oh, I'm in chapter 30. I apologize for that.
No, that's all right. That's all right. So we'll do chapter 30, then we'll do the quote at the end of chapter 30 instead of at the start. So what you're saying is spot on.
I forgot. It went from like him saying, "Little knife, thanks for calling me," and then it goes to Adeline. And then then in chapter 30 we get to hear their conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
So to go back, that was Adeline doing the Carter, like you said.
Yeah.
And meeting that weird Spren.
Yeah, the dead.
The one that got
blade
killed recently. But we got not given any more information.
No, that chapter kind of stops there, I think. Does he leave? Or is he still left standing there talking to that guy in the shop?
He must leave because he's in the next chapter doing other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they meet. All right, so yeah, in chapter 30,
they meet the guy, yeah.
The other humans.
So we might as well do that quote from chapter 30 now.
Okay, yep. So the quote is, "But this does not get to the core of your letter. I'd encourage those who would speak to me and heed your warnings, but all seem content to ignore Odium for the time being. In their opinion, he is of no threat, while he's confined in the Rosharian system.
He's stuck here. Yeah.
Yep. So I feel like they're all going to be wrong about that.
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling they might not even beat Odium in this series of books.
Yeah, that's good.
We could get to the end. I reckon Odium's going to win, and that's going to force more worlds to come together, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So Shallan's talking to Maraise, who's interested in Sarjanant, who's like the
because she's promised him a Spren to bond or something.
Yeah, an unmade or something to bond. So
like one of these super ones.
Yeah, so he's keen on that. It's
and
revealed.
She's like,
"Yep, go on."
Oh yeah, she's like, "This is the. I've noticed weird Spren as well, which we're all getting very sick of hearing about by now." And he's like, "I'm interested in this," and then mentions Glory Spren.
Yeah.
So we know it was Beryl, but like you said, that means nothing to me.
No, No, it's like
It could have been any of her little team. Although we know that one guy because he was like hanging out with her when she was like on the run for a while. The bandit guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I have a feeling it's just not going to be Beryl. It seems too neat and tidy.
No, even Vale's already deciding that Mraize is onto their trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So then Adeline kind of meets some other humans who say, "Get out of here."
Yeah, and I actually thought they were people from another book when he first
I was
started
hoping
talking
they were
to
from
them.
another world. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's kind of decided that they're not. But I don't think they say that themselves, that they're not from.
No.
I think the other characters just go, nah, they're Thalens or whatever, the people with the long eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Takari. Yeah.
Takari.
Yeah.
Which is the place where there's the god, the Herald is leading them.
Yes. Yeah, the Mad Herald. And they're the ones that Dalinar's going to box in pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Aladin also meets the captain's friend from
who
was the boat captain last time.
Yeah. Who was like super honorable. But then we kind of find out he's like not even as bad as the others because he kind of helped them. And then he got punished for helping them and banished.
Yeah. For all eternity.
For the Palace of Honor and lasting integrity.
Yeah. And then they have some nice talk about history. Spren, that's like where they go into a little bit deeper explanation about Charblaze being dead, Spren.
Yep.
That was good. 8 genocides.
Yeah. So what did that all mean?
I think they're all the previous desolations. So I think they're all the times in the past that the heralds have returned
since the downfall or whatever we call it.
Yeah,
of the Radiant or not? Yep.
Yeah. We should maybe look up what that's actually called next time.
I think it's it'll mention it again.
It's the downfall? But
I think so.
Yeah.
And in this one, Charlene also talks to Patton, and Patton says that he can see formless behind her eyes sometimes.
Yeah, and then he's worried about her.
Ready to take over.
Yeah. And I was like, that makes one of us, Patton. I'm not too worried at all. really hoping formless emerges and is a fun character to read about.
Yeah, well, it probably will be because it's all going to be what the secrets is that she can't remember and stuff.
Yeah. I hope they're good secrets. I hope they're not just. I hope we're not building up to something that was like, I stole a pair of shoes once or something.
Well, it's going to be worse than killing her mum.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure that you get much worse than that. I don't know how you can top that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in book form, we're currently on page 415.
Yep.
And part 3, after the interlude, starts at 575. So that's a bit long, maybe.
What is that? Another couple of hundred pages, is it, or 150?
Yeah, about 150. So it could be done. We could do that, or we could do a bit more in the middle.
No, I reckon that's nice.
We go to.
I reckon we'll do that.
We go to the end of the interludes in this part.
Yeah, because there might be a bit more to chat about in these other chapters. So I reckon that's good.
Yep, perfect.
So the end of the next interlude section.
Yeah, we should have a bit more. Like you said, this one was good talking about all these little opening lines to the chapters, but not much happened.
No.
To talk about, like it. Yeah.
Kaladin's
moving forward, but
Yeah, Dalinar's only just gone to battle. Like nothing's happened with the battle yet. The only.
I also thought. I liked your idea about Adeline bonding his sword, like making his sword whole again and then bonding her.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking he might end up bonding this captain guy.
Oh yeah, yeah, he could do
The
that, couldn't he?
outcast. Now that he's got nothing.
Yeah. So are all the Spren opposite genders to the people they bond with?
Yes, I was
So
I was just thinking that before we started this chat, that seems to be a bit the case.
yeah, because that's what it's like in his
But
Dark
I only thought
Materials
of
as
that
well.
because I'm currently reading his Dark Materials,
So
and it seems like the souls are always the opposite gender, the familiars.
yeah, 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 they are. They are in that, and
Yeah,
that's maybe why I thought of it as
maybe
well.
what I'm actually thinking of more. But yeah, Patton's a dude, and Sill's a girl.
Yeah, and Yasna's is a boy, like the ink spring.
Hmm.
That's a
Yeah,
boy. Trying to think who else. Dalinar's is male though, right? The
because he's
Stormfather.
the
I mean,
Stormfather. Yeah,
yeah, maybe that's different because he's like it's like a god spring or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well.
Well, that's all good. So yeah, we'll say the end of interludes, and thank you
Sounds
for
good to me,
listening.
mate. Thank you. Thank you. Too easy, mate. Have a
Good
good one.
stuff. You too, mate. I'll see you next time.
See you, mate.